Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Urging you to vote yes on this amendment. And, you know, Mr. Speaker, I did speak earlier about the challenge of how this particular bill would work in interactions with local governments or political entities. And one of the conversations that's been brought up is that perhaps this demand, a demand by one of the 800 attorneys with superpowers in the Attorney General's office, and a demand by any one of them would create efficiency. A demand for records by any one of those would create efficiency with local jurisdictions. Mr. Speaker, that is a nice fantasy, but it's not grounded in the reality of local governance and the Public Records Act. The reason why this is not just a sublime substitute for a public records request, it's not a sublime way to make a public records request easier, is because they fundamentally fulfill different roles. A demand, basically for discovery on something that nobody knows what they're looking for, is an open-ended demand. Mr. Speaker, through this bill, it is conceivable and it is possible, which means that it may happen, that an attorney in the Attorney General's office goes on a fishing expedition, that they say, "Dear City of, I want everything on your J drive. I want every record you can produce." The reason why the Public Records Act works, as frustrating as it is for a lot of people, is that it requires somebody to at least have an inkling of what they're looking for. Mr. Speaker, if I requested of your office all records of every email you've ever produced, the records officer would say, "Oh, no. You need to be just a smidge more specific." Because an open fishing expedition is extraordinarily expensive. And it's not really relevant to what somebody's looking for. A city, a political jurisdiction, doesn't have to produce records they don't have. They don't have to comply with an open fishing expedition. Mr. Speaker, when I was the mayor of the city of Orting, 10% of my staff were clerks. 10% existed to fulfill records requests. This is typical of political jurisdictions all across this state. There's already a robust process for gaining these records. This allows the AG's office, the bill allows the AGO's office to bypass that. It's going to make fulfilling these requests, these demands, financially impossible. This amendment is necessary for the health of our cities and counties.